Well, hello. This is the time value of money homework assignment that accompanies the webinar that you probably just looked at not too long ago. It has the same sort of learning objectives where we're trying to get, again, familiar with some of the terminology in real estate, practice our time value money calculations, which we're generally probably familiar with, and then refresh a little bit on how to do it in Excel. I'm going to go through the first one with you, and then I'll leave you to take care of the rest of them. There's a total of, as you can see, 14, and they have different requirements along the way. They get progressively more challenging, as you can imagine. Let's take a look at this first one together. So I've already entered these numbers, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Reading it with you, it says there's a parcel of land I am interested in that's going to be worth $140,000 1 year from now. All right, so there's a bit of information, and I've entered it in that cell, and that is the $140,000. I've also entered 1 because it says 1 year from now, so that's the number of periods, of course. The opportunity cost of capital, or the discount rate, is 11% per year, and that's entered here as 11%, another bit of information. And then the question is what I should pay. So the way that I think of these, at least, is a bit like a little story problem that we may have done when we were in the 8th grade. What are the knowns and what's the unknown? Well, the known right now is the future value, the term, 1 year, and the rate, 11%. And so what's left, of course, since there's no payment in this particular story, is the present value. And I'm going to go with the box approach to finding out the value of this, similar to what I did in the webinar. Again, because it provides visual illustration a little bit better for some folks. So I'm going to formulas. I go to financial. And I know we've already determined that I want PV, so I'll pull up the present value. And this is the reason why these cells already have values in them. I'm trying to ensure that we get out of the habit of hard entering the numbers in here. So for example, we could easily do something like this, 0.11 for the rate, and the number of periods is 1. There's no payment, of course, and we know the future value is 140. And we're going to get the correct answer, the 126, but what you end up with is a spreadsheet that is no longer dynamic. So for example, if I said, what would the answer be if the discount rate was 12%? Well, now you'd have to go back into this box or up onto the cell entry line and change the 11 to 12. And if we have entered the known information in cells, we then simply only have to change the information in the cell to get the new answer. And so what I'm going to do is not enter the hard numbers, but instead reference the cells. So the rate, of course, is in cell E1, the number of periods in D1, again, no payment, and the future value is in C1. And we're already provided with the answer to our question. If you and I expect to receive $140,000 in a year from now, and we want to receive 11% on our investment, then we should be willing to spend or invest $126,126 and change. If you want to clean that up a little bit, just for illustrative purposes, let's get rid of a couple decimal places. And then sometimes I get rid of the minus sign so that it's easier to observe and interpret. And so then my answer is, after bolding it here, just for frame of reference or giving it more attention, my answer then is 126. If you will allow me just for a second, I'll give you a little hint for the next one. It says, what's the present value of that parcel if the 140 is received 2 years from now and the opportunity cost hasn't changed? Well, as you can see, it's going to be relatively easy to figure this out. We simply take these, copy them. I'm just going to copy them and paste them. All I'm going to do is change this to 2, and then I'm going to copy this as well. When I do that, because of the cell referencing, it'll pick up, as you can see up here, it moved everything from the 1 line to the 4 line, and incorporating the 2-year period in D4 rather than the 1-year period that was in D1. And so we end up with the answer of 113,627. I'll leave the rest of them for you to practice and see how well you do, and submit it online on the Blackboard page. Good luck, and let me know if you have any challenges.